G'day everybody. This is my sort of rundown or mud map of how to do Trenches Are No Place for a Gardener, which I'll be doing with David Pinsabena and Stu in the Hopping Mouse studio on Sunday. Laying down this stuff basically on the Sunday and then getting some fiddle put over it later. So bear in mind there'll be some fiddle to this, and bear in mind that to really understand what I'm doing here you probably should listen to the whole song in any one of its about 3 or 4 or 5 versions on YouTube and bloody SoundCloud, so you know what the song is. Because I'll just be singing little verses to show the segments that I'm doing. So, first of all, it's in D, and it revolves around this riff. There's no lead guitar, there's no rhythm guitar, it's just one beast, and it goes like this. Drop D. He was a son of a market gardener. She was a child of a maid and a cook. They fought like feral cats in the schoolyards, and they married by Wakarina Brook. In 1913 the crops were fertile, and in 1914 they had a babe, and in 1915 they had another, and in 1916 he went away. Say goodbye to old Mr. Criddle, wave away the Munyanuka scarp, for they're sending you off to France to battle. Farewell, old mates, au revoir. Okay, so that's the first verse and the first chorus. There's another verse and another one and another chorus and another one on top of that. But I'll be getting to all of that. As you can hear, the guitar is lead and sort of rhythm mixed into one. I know what I'm doing on the guitar because I've been playing this song for, God, at least 2 years now. So yes, as far as guitar goes, I know what I'm doing and I'll be alright with that. The hardest part will be the click track. Now, just recently I worked out some banjo to it, and I'm going to try to sing a harmony while I play the banjo so that you can hear the higher harmony sort of melody thing that I'd love to do. Either record it myself doing the vocal, which may sound a little bit funny because it's a double vocal and that, or getting somebody like David or Noah, who might be in the studio that day, or I'm not sure, Kelly, someone to do some harmonies. Jack Davies would be my big pick. Anyway, whoever we can get, even if it's me. This is what the banjo is going to be like, and David, I'll send you the run sheet for where the banjo will come in, and the dynamics is a thing, but instrumentally this is it. That's sort of down, that's just keeping time, giving it the banjo flavour. However, there's sort of a lead banjo part, sort of like this. That here. Cool, so that's banjo. However, I'm going to do that harmony now, or try to, so you can see that higher vocal part that I'm talking about. 1915 the crops were fertile, and in 1914 they had a babe. In 1916 not sure about this part, but probably something like, say goodbye to our Mr. Triddle, wave away the harmonica scar. Yeah, God, I don't know that part, but between whoever rocks up, or certainly David and myself, we'll get some harmony sorted for that, where the harmony should go. So, yeah, I'll put this banjo down now, pick up the dobro. It all gets a little bit easier from here on. By the way, as far as the layering of the instruments goes and the parts that I'll be playing are concerned. Yeah, that classic two-part, even male harmony, because I think about how some of the bluegrass people like Stanley Brothers and Earl Scruggs and Bill Monroe, people like that, how there would always be a two-part male harmony, usually quite a bit higher than I can go, but nonetheless, it's a vibe, you know, that third or fourth or whatever it is, and it's a vibe that I'd like to recreate. However, vocal harmonies are not my forte. I struggle to keep a tune without going off it for the entire song. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to have a bloody sip of water before I do anything else, I think, and play you the very simple dobro part that I've got. Bearing in mind, I just want this to be a purely acoustic sort of recording. If we could get an acoustic bass, I'd be delighted with that. It really is supposed to be traditional country music, as traditional and bare bones and indeed acoustic as possible. So this dobro, I wouldn't want it to have any distortion or anything on it. Basically recorded just like this. And that's if I use the dobro. Like I say, I want to keep this one fairly Spartan so the lyrics come through and have got the most punch and power possible. Because that's what it is at the end of the day, is a lyrical sort of a song. Ballad. Anyway, dobro. So I'm using a cigarette lighter because it muffles the sound a bit, and I think it's got a nicer sound, but I've got a glass slide and can do this sort of thing with that. So let's see. That kind of vibe, floaty stuff, nothing, you know, virtuosic and speedy. Maybe for that chorus, you know, what? Let's see. Say goodbye to the weeping river sun, fare thee well, red fields of Picardy. I don't know, that's too chirpy and major for my liking, but as I say, we may not have the dobro, and we certainly may not have this, which, if I can get the right one, is harmonica. I don't want a cheery harmonica part to it. If I wanted something of that timbre, I would actually think of flute. And there's a reason for that, a military thing that I'm going to get going in a moment when I play the drum after the harmonica. But flute and drum go together. Fife and drum band, I think they used to call them way back in the bloody day. But yeah, I don't think we'll have a flute. I think we'll keep it simple. But that being said, this harmonica part could sort of fade in and out. Also bearing in mind they played the harmonicas in the trenches a fair bit, so it's got that. But anyway. Yeah, not that, but those sorts of notes and that really dramatic, almost string sounding swell that you can do that. Yes, that's the sort of dynamics. Now, before I do the bass last, and the bass is nice and simple because all of that stuff is going to overclutter it sure as anything if I'm not careful. Now, this is going to be a snare drum. I'm playing a djembe drum here, and, you know, it is a different timbre, but the rhythm has got no shuffle to it. I want to keep it as simple as this. That's got a little bit of a shuffle, probably too much. Bearing in mind, we'll have a kick drum here too, probably, to fill out that sound. Give it a W.S. Holland kind of a sound. And very few cymbals, but the backbeat of it backbone, whatever you say, is just this. Boom, dun, dun, dun. And remember that part, because that's something I want to do. When it comes up with the chorus, it's got this, and in 1916 he went away, boom, say goodbye to old Mr. Criddle. Anyway, that's I just call it a pa or a boom. Basically, it all goes silent for a second. So, 16 went away, dun, dun, say goodbye. Stops it dead. Captures people's attention. I quite like that. Now, for the second chorus, or the third chorus, I haven't decided which or even both of it works, but I don't want to overplay this because it's a bit of a novelty. And I'll just take my shirt off to do this so I can muffle up the snare drum, because otherwise it's djembe. Otherwise it's going to sound bloody horrible. Military snare, marching drum snare. I don't play a lot of drums, and I don't have any drumsticks here. I've got this mallet, and as you can hear, that doesn't get much of a bounce to it. And I've got this old drumstick here that's pretty scabby. But between the two of them, this is what I sort of want to get. So, and in 19 he went away. Say goodbye to old Mr. Criddle. Say goodbye. Military stuff, that. Yeah, not quite that ferocious. But anyway, that's sort of what I'd like for that bit. Probably brushes on the snare for all of the other stuff to keep it really in the background. And just for that part, that military roll in a simpler fashion that'll work out to really ram home, I suppose how it would have been. They would have heard a lot of military drums back in their day. Now, finally, the bass is just this. I was going to do a two-step sort of, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to let the note float, to let it fill it out with timbre and stuff. So basically this. And then go to the two-step for the chorus. So, of a market gardener, he was a child, a maid and a cook, and they fought like feral cats in the schoolyard, and they married by Wakarina Brook. Say goodbye to old Mr. Criddle, wave away the Munyanooka scarp. They've sent you off to France to battle. Farewell, old mate, au revoir. Simple as that. And I think that's basically it. Thank you for getting all the way through this, and I'm looking forward to doing it on the Sunday.